Okay, so you started solving equations last year, and they looked a lot like this. So one-step equations. I'll show you how I like to do equations. I always draw a line dividing the two sides. It's not a math thing. It's just a thing that could help you. Because on one side is m and a positive 12. On the other side is 10. So we want to get m on one side by himself. So it says m equals blank. So to do that, we have to get rid of 12. So we're going to minus 12 on both sides. Now, opposites cancel each other out. So the only thing left over him is m. You still have equals, and now you have 10 minus 12. So if you do 10 minus 12, you realize you can't. You have to change it to 10 plus negative 12. Boom, boom. And 10 minus 12 is a negative 2. So m equals negative 2. So number 2 says negative 2 equals g minus 9. I'm going to divide it in half again. And this time I'm not moving the negative 2. I'm moving the minus 9. So you can boom boom this, or you can just add 9. It really doesn't matter. But the opposite of minus 9 is plus 9. So these cancel out. And negative 2 and negative 9 make negative 11. Easy peasy lemon squeezy? I hope so. Let's try number 3. So again, I'm going to divide it up. Draw myself a line. Now this time y is on the left, but it's not being added or subtracted. I know that's a minus 7. It's a negative 7. And it's being multiplied by y. So we are going to divide by negative 7. That crosses this out, and you get y equals. Now this is negative 91 divided by negative 7. So our rules for negatives include tic-tac-toe or TED, whatever you like. And a negative divided by a negative gives me a positive. So my answer is positive 91 divided by 7. So on a piece of scratch paper somewhere, you do the answer and you get y equals positive 13. If you want to check that, you have negative 7 times positive 13 equals negative 91. If you do this, 13 times 7, your answer is negative. And you get 91. So you can check it. You should never ever get these wrong because you can always double check. Well, I say never ever. We all make mistakes, but we shouldn't get a whole lot of these wrong. So number 4 is the one that freaks everybody out. Don't freak out. Draw your... What number is on the same side as your variable? 9 is. So we don't touch negative 4. We're going to leave it, and we're going to get rid of 9. Is this a plus 9, a minus 9, a times 9, or a divide by 9? This is a divide by 9. What's the opposite of dividing by 9? Multiplying by 9. These cancel out and you're left with A equals negative 36. All you're doing is multiplying. Don't let those weird you out. Okay, number 5. We're going to talk about fractions. To get rid of the fraction, multiply by the reciprocal. Maybe that's not reciprocal. I'm going to have to look that up. Anyway, flip it upside down and multiply. So we have 2/3 times x. We're going to multiply by 3/2. These cancel out and you have x equals, and x is going to equal whatever 10 times 3/2 is. So on some scratch paper, 10 times 3 is 30. 1 times 2 is 2. 30 divided by 2 is 15. Not so bad, right? All right, I'll do number 6 with you also. Divide it in half. 4/9 times w equals negative 8. So to get rid of 4/9, you're going to multiply by 9/4. These cancel out and you have w equals whatever negative 8 times 9/4 is. And it's going to be negative because you have a positive and a negative being multiplied there. I'm not going to do the next two with you. But hit pause, go ahead and do them, and then I'll show you the answers. Okay, so if you're not done, you need to pause, do number 7 and 8. If you're listening, it's because you did number 7 and 8 on your own. So if you completed 7, 8, you can see that I multiplied, instead of multiplying by 6/5, I multiplied by 5/6. And I did that and kept the negative because tic-tac-toe says a positive times a negative gives me a negative. And over on number 8, we flipped the negative 1/2 upside down to make negative 2/1 and multiplied that to get a positive 18. Just flip the fraction upside down and multiply. Now this is new for 7th grade. We're gonna solve two-step equations. So it's just like what you did in 6th grade, except for sometimes you have to do both in the same equation. So if I divide my fraction or my equation, step 1 is the addition and subtraction. This is backwards of GEMDAS. We start at the bottom and go up. So I'm going to minus 8 on both sides. Over here, I'm left with 6x, and 50 minus 8 is 42. Step 2 is to undo the multiplication or division. So I'm going to divide by 6. These cancel out, and I'm left with 8 equals 7. Not too bad, right? Just backwards of GEMDAS. You're going to do the addition and subtraction first. So addition and subtraction, I'm going to plus 5 both sides. That leaves me with 2n equals 16. And then I'm going to divide by 2. n equals 8. And I can substitute that in to check. So if I want to check my work, I have 2n minus 5 equals 11. And I can rewrite that where it's 2 times 8 minus 5 equals 11. 16 minus 5. And it totally works. So you can check your work even on the two-step equations. Number 11. Even though it's flipped, it doesn't matter. You're still going to minus 9. And I know I'm going fast. You can always pause. You might try number 12 on your own just to see. Kind of give yourself a little mini test. Now this one is one of my favorites because it gets a little tricky. We want to undo addition and subtraction. It looks like this is minus 3. But the 3 is being multiplied. So this is actually a negative 3. It's this, and it's a positive 7, so I'm going to use a negative 7 to get rid of it. These go away. Negative 3y. Now I'm going to divide by the negative 3. You know your answer is negative because of tic-tac-toe, positive and negative. And 27 divided by 3 is 9.